Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Big C, little c, as in big Catholic, little Catholic, as in two very, very different understandings of what the Catholic Church actually is. On the one side, we have a view of Catholicism comprised of accommodation, where the Church is always viewed as having to acquiesce to the larger society, the morality determined by the majority. You know that crowd. Call this view practical Catholicism. It's the approach to Catholicism by Catholics who say, we have to be practical. We can't offend or alienate people with the Church's more difficult teachings, the ones that require people to pick up the cross. Its hallmarks are always a willingness to dialogue about settled truth and engage with the society as a whole on infallible truths. Another hallmark, just as dangerous, is the unwillingness to call out this kind of bad behavior, no matter who was offended by you calling it out. Now, we all know what we're talking about here. If a particular teaching of the Church proves to be unpopular, it just doesn't really get talked about very much. Most bishops are pretty quiet about it. Priests hardly ever bring it up in the pulpit. Theologians develop an educated disdain for it and treat it as though it's some holdover from medieval peasantry superstition. And there are lots of authoritative teachings in the Church that get this short shrift from the practical Catholic crowd. The existence of Satan, the existence of hell, contraception, the requirement that you have to go to confession if you're in a state of mortal sin. Oh yeah, mortal sin, another one of them. Women priests is another, and that is a favorite of the rabid leftist theologians. The insistence that the Catholic Church is the one true faith established by Jesus Christ for the salvation of souls. When's the last time you heard that? The need for Catholics to get out and convert people to the faith. Not just say, well, there's not that much of a difference between Protestants and Catholics. Oh, yes, there is. These teachings cause some people in the Church now to get very upset, and they get agitated because they don't want to suffer the slings and arrows that will inevitably come their way if they preach these truths. Practical Catholicism is spiritually dangerous because it deprives people of the truth and places tens of millions of souls in eternal jeopardy. Yet the adherents of practical Catholicism act as though the Church is supposed to be little else than a well-respected cultural institution that helps advance great social causes like alleviation of poverty. Think, the Catholic United Way. Wrong. This is an extremely dangerous position for souls. For the souls who refuse to preach the truth in a bold, direct manner with no ambiguity or compromise or accommodation, and for the souls who never get to hear the whole truth. This accommodationist view of the Church is exactly the problem with the lay staffers at the United States Bishops' Conference. Most of them have a view of the Church as the United Way with a big cross on top. Because of their worldview, they have subordinated the whole truth and ended up financially supporting groups that engage in evil activities. Being Catholic isn't about being practical. It's about being holy. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.